एक मिनट बचा, एक मिनट। Good evening everyone, welcome to the HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour, coming to you live from the iconic Otis Club, Mumbai. This venue has been a training ground for a lot of national champions, and today it plays host for yet another exciting chapter at the Indian Squash. This is the PSA Challenger Tour, a pathway for players to mark their professional ranking at the international circuit. This event is brought to you in association with SRFI, which is the Squash Racket Federation of India. With over 24 state associations, SRFI is affiliated with World Squash Federation, Asian Squash Federation and Indian Olympic Association. It is recognized by the Government of India and has been working tirelessly to promote Indian squash at every level. And of course, none of this would have been possible without the unwavering support of HCL Group. HCL has been way ahead of its time since 1976 and has been ahead of their global peers since then. And since 2016, HCL has been coaching players in all grassroots levels in terms of training, coaching and development. Since 2016, at the Asian and Commonwealth Games, the medal tally has raised from 11 to 18, and all thanks to HCL Group. And we are down to 4 final players who will beat their way up to the finals, and the competition only gets tougher from here. In the commentary box, we have Mohit Lalwani and former national champion Vaman Apte. Over to you, gentlemen.
(1976). While in Silicon Valley, USA, a few companies were beginning to change the world. A group of entrepreneurs in India were laying the foundation in a garage startup for a global company. This was the birth of HCL. Today, HCL is a multi-vertical, socially conscious enterprise with a global presence across 6 continents. Powered by core values of courage, collaboration, care and curiosity, HCL transformed from a $500,000 company to multi-billion-dollar global enterprise in the last 4.5 decades. Today, the HCL Group comprises 3 businesses. HCL Technologies, a next-generation global technology company that helps enterprises reimagine their businesses for the digital age. HCL Infosystems, one of India's premier system integration and distribution company. And HCL Healthcare, one of India's largest corporate health solutions firms, providing end-to-end healthcare solutions. Beyond corporate excellence, HCL is also a socially conscious company. HCL Foundation, the CSR arm, envisions to create a source code for sustainable socio-economic development, both in rural and urban India. Since 1998, HCL has also been promoting Indian classical music and dance Through HCL concerts and in sports, HCL has been facilitating to nurture Indian sporting talent. Since 1976, HCL has transformed in many ways. But throughout its journey, the belief of multiplying human potential has remained true to its core.
And we are live at the Otters Club here in Mumbai, and joining me in the commentary booth is Vaman Apte, national and Asian champion, and one of the finest and most skillful players many of our time juniors have seen growing up. Vaman, fabulous day yesterday, and here we have a mouth-watering clash ahead of us for both the men's and the women.
True, I think Riani will probably have a slight edge over Tanvi, possibly, that's my take. And Veer Chotrani, because both are similar style of play, Wong and Veer. Veer would probably again have variety of stroke play that he goes through. He's been very, very consistent over the last 2 days that we've been watching on.
Okay, and of course we've, yesterday we took a look at the road to the semi-finals. Our first match will be Rihani versus Tanvi Khanna. Amina Rihani, the number 1 seed.
Tanvi was a bit fortunate to get through yesterday. She was 1 game down with Akanksha Soundke before she had that injury. In the second game, I think it was around 5-4, that kind of score line.
Okay, let's take a look at how they went to the finals. That was a pretty hard-fought match at first. Fung really put up a fantastic effort, put Riani under a lot of pressure. But finally, Riani was just too strong. A lot of pace in a game. And we'll take a look at some of her stats a little later before we begin her first game. And then, of course, this was the men's, and we have that coming up later. Veer was in great form yesterday.
It's tremendous. His racket skills, pulls out, especially the nicks that he plays both on the forehand and the backhand, especially in the front of the court. It's absolute dead rollers that he plays.
And, in fairness to Tang, it was a bit difficult for him. He had 2 5-setters back to back, and it was always going to be a bit difficult for him.
Yeah, in a sense, Veer has had a fairly easy run. Not dropped a game thus far. Let's see what's in store for us this evening with Wong.
That was Tanvi and Akanksha, and again, Tanvi just couldn't find her line and length, Vaman, but not the way she wanted to win this match, but Akanksha suffering a really terrible injury.
Yeah, apparently the reports are that she's had a ACL tear. She's obviously going to need surgery at some point in time. I think the medical team will decide as to when. This is what we are given to understand. She was leading at, I think, 5-4 in the game when she suffered that injury. Then she tried coming back. She tried 1 point, but her knees just buckled in.
This was Wong winning his semi-final, and it was really odd, this one, I thought, because Lam really played as if he was playing an ordinary social club game.
He looks very relaxed, as though he's disinterested, but plays some reasonably good shots. Seems very casual on court, and Wong really made him work around the court.
And these statistics that you're seeing are for Rihani before. This was before this tournament.
Riani is physically very strong.
She's physically very, very strong, and
in today's matchup with Tanvi, I think she'll probably have the edge on the physicality of it, on the way she sort of builds the ball.
And at one time,
Much
Tanvi,
achievement.
before her injury, Vaman was 69 in the world. So that's quite remarkable. And, you know, depending on how well she can come out, how quickly she can get into a rhythm, this could be a good match because she has the ability. We know that.
Yeah, she has the ability, but I think whether the pace that Riani puts on, whether she'll be able to cope with that, is the issue.
All right, let's take a listen into what the players had to say after their semi-finals.
I'm really relieved and I'm happy that I was aggressive and I was pushing so hard to win this match. Sometimes I'm not in the first game, like I get really nervous, so that's why it's a bit intense the first game, but both of us really played really well.
Okay, now let's just take a look at some of the shot mixes that we saw. You know, Amina had a grueling 3-1 victory against Fung, spending 51 minutes in court and pretty long rallies at that. Average 9.4 shots per rally. Due to yesterday's unfortunate circumstances, Tanvi didn't get to spend enough time on court. The storyline is, will Tanvi break her will Tanvi's break keep her fresh for the finals, or will Riani's on-court battles be an advantage? You know,
I think Riani's had more court time compared to Tanvi. She's been stretched.
So
4 games with Fung. Earlier also, I think she played the other girl. I forget who she played in the previous round.
and if you take a look at Amina's shot mix, a lot of straight drives, dependent on her straight drives. 41% of them came from driving back down. 11.7% came from the volley, and 18.3% came from the cross drive. That's where most of her match seems to be
What
being
would be
played.
interesting to see is the straight drive graphic that you're showing. What percentage of it was really on the back? Really pelts. So it'll be interesting to see what's the percentage compared to
And-
the overall context.
And unsurprisingly, though, again, it was a shortened match. Tanvi's most winning shot was the drop shot, and we know that that's a hallmark of a game. Just 2 unforced errors, even though she, according to me, didn't look very sharp yesterday.
True, I think the issue is whether Tanvi, with Riani driving the ball deep, whether the drop shot will come into effect effectively is the issue. Because Riani around is very, very covers the
And when you take a look at that, of course, Riani had a much harder match, much longer match, I should say, not much harder match, but 29 winners and just 6 unforced errors, and that's a remarkable percentage, and that's why she's in the final.
What is Riani's world ranking today?
The
If you
world-
see the graphic which has come up, the heat map, see the number of times, what I was saying earlier was on the backhand. She's sort of consistently solid on the backhand, keeps the ball very deep there. So that 60% which was shown earlier on the forehand on the drives, this would be a slightly higher percentage compared to the forehand heat map which is being shown. I reckon it must be around 40%, 40 to 45% of the 60%. on
That's
the
right.
backhand.
And from some of the data that we got, Amina Riani had about 3 kilometers in total that she put in a 4-set game. That's quite a lot. There were long rallies yesterday. Fung changed direction often. Amina did demonstrate that she can accelerate quick enough. We saw her stretching out for at least 45 minutes before the match started. Now, meanwhile, in the shortened match, there's Tanvi's heat map. Again, she's got just in standard squash, there is the backcourt is the favored side, and players do tend to go there a lot. But you can see that she has also peppered this with drops to the front court.
Because even amongst the amateurs, players feel that the opposite player's backhand is normally very weak. That's a general perception. Not necessarily true. The players are very, very strong hand. Because the backhand is an absolute natural shot because it comes round the body, so it's very easy to control the backhand rather than the forehand, which is played more openly.
And talking about, the way they were hitting, you take a look at this. Amina had an average hitting speed of 141 kilometers an hour. She does go after the ball, and she normally gets a lot of pace on those straight drives of hers. Can Tanvi counter that with height? Can she change direction by reducing how much she plays straight? If Tanvi can keep up that high volleying percentage, it could be a very interesting. It could be a very interesting matchup.
Yeah, but having watched the previous games, Rihani does not really allow the ball to float too much or give a high ball. She's very good on the low drives. So I'm not so sure that she will give Tanvi the opening to play the volley. But it'll be interesting to see how Tanvi approaches this game.
If you just take a look at, again the heat map on the ball, you can see that Rihani executes about 70% of her shots to the backcourt before she attacks with the drop shot. On the other hand, Tanvi surprisingly goes back 75% before she goes for a big famous backhand drop, which is really nice. It's a really subtle drop, and it plays very well.
What's the speed that Tanvi was hitting the ball? What are the stats on that?
Well, the problem is with yesterday's game, we had such
it was
little
a very
data
short
to
game,
go
so it was very
with.
difficult to.
So our two finals, again to remind our viewers, at 6:30 the players are on court warming up. Amina El Rehani versus Tanvi Khanna, followed by Veer Chotrani. Both the number ones are in the final. That will be at 7:15, and he will play Chihim Wong.
The players are about to get the court in another 20 seconds. Gaurpal Singh is the man in the hot seat, along with Hasrat.
Tanvi wins the toss, sets proceedings off. Stroke to Tanvi.
That's a tough call.
That's a tough call. I thought that was a let.
Because she's turned.
Yeah.
Let.
It's a very tough call.
A nice cross-court deep drive by Riani. 2-all. Ball's down. 3-2 to Riani.
That's lovely.
Oh, lovely shot by Tanvi, just breaking up the game a bit.
And just take the no pace on that ball, so just started to die down. Catching Riani by surprise. Another stroke.
Oh, nicely created point. She brought Tanvi up to forehand and then across.
So for
Very well created point.
straight drop was the right shot there.
But if you've noticed, Riani tends to go onto the backhand more often than not, which is
That's a lovely volley drop. That's one of the things we're seeing today, a lot more precision on the opportunities that Tanvi is getting. Complete packed house here at the Otters Club.
Oh, that's an unforced error.
The first unforced error. Yes, let.
It was more for safety.
That's nice. That's really lovely. A lot of control. Beautifully set up by the drive from the mid-court to the backhand corner. That's lovely.
Oh, nice.
Out of court. That's just the pressure. More than the unforced error, there was pressure, just a lot of pressure on those high balls. Oh, that's bad.
Oh, that's a bit unlucky on that. She'd created the opening.
And anticipated the short drive as well, so she was in position for that. And she stuck to her strategy really well.
Nice short drive that Tanvi's played. 8-all. Lovely pickup by Tanvi.
And getting back into position as well.
That's a good deep cross-court drive.
Big
9-8
point.
to Tanvi. This is going to be a big point here.
She's got to stay with her strategy.
I thought it was a wasted shot. Oh, again unlucky on that shot. I think Tanvi's using that sidewall boast more to open up the court and making Rihani come up in front. Unlucky on that one.
It's going to come down to nerves on this point.
Good call. by the referees.
She held a nerve on that one. I wasn't sure Riani's ball was up, Raman, but it didn't matter because Tanvi with precision puts that backhand drop away. Shot. And great first game from Tanvi. She's really been able to counter attack superbly in this match, Raman. And this first game where she's been able to actually take the sting away from Riani, who's so used to being able to dominating her opponents. But Tanvi is playing the lines very, very nicely. She's making Riani hit a lot of balls from off the back wall, and she's buying herself a lot of time using height superbly. And I think if she's able to retain this strategy and execute it, I think we've got a match on our hands. Couldn't have got any closer in the first game. 11-9 to Tanvi. It was just a ding-dong battle all the way through. No real dominant. Now we've seen Riani's been here before. She knows how to come back. She knows how to fight. She's seen, and we've seen that she's mentally as tough as nails. So Tanvi really can't take her foot off the pedal by any means. She's got to come back, and she's got to keep that pressure on Riani and make sure that Riani can't hurt her, which is what she's been doing.
True. I think Riani's lost both her first games in both of her previous matches. Let given.
Let gets us back to square one in the second game.
Oh, beautiful volley drop by Tanvi on the backhand. Oh, she's read that very well.
A bit loose as well. She had a lot of time. The ball sat up, and that's the discipline that Tanvi needs to, from the first game, that she needs to find back again. It's early in this game, so. That's much better.
Oh, shot an easy ball which Tanvi.
Superbly set up. You know, the pace, she took the pace off that looping backhand drive.
Oh,
Beautiful
lovely
shot.
from Riani. Very controlled into the neck. That's a weak return.
That's
for
much
Riani.
better. That's nice.
Good hold. On a weak return from Tanvi.
Toweling down, resetting.
She started using the sidewall very effectively, which she didn't do in the first game.
I
That's
also
Riani.
want to see some of that discipline back, where she was happy to keep the rally going through the backcourt before she optimized her opportunities. That's much better.
It's a nice.
And Vaman, if you take a look, when Tanvi does that, you mentioned this earlier, do you know what happened there? I'm not sure why,
I'm not sure
why
what
they
happened.
stopped. Does it,
Why have the referee stopped? No idea. They thought the ball was down, possibly.
possibly the ball was down. Maybe we missed it, Vaman.
Nice drop.
Two very important points, because you don't want to give Riani too much of a lead. How is it 3-5? What am I missing? Is it 3-5?
She was down 1-5.
Right, of course.
Stroke in the third.
It's the lack of pace on that back drive that's causing Riani a lot of trouble, because she's being
Yeah.
forced to generate pace without having to use her opponent's pace on the ball.
This unforced error takes Tanvi to 5
And yet
all.
again, shot.
Beautifully played volley. Virtually off her shoelaces.
That's a great shot. Stroke.
That's a clear-cut stroke there. Ball coming back into Tanvi.
The ball just seemed to follow Tanvi.
Oh yeah, good hold. Riani thought she's going to go on a side wall.
You made a really interesting observation that Riani was overhitting. I think she's overhitting because Tanvi's not giving her the pace to control. her pace. Shot.
It's a good pick by Rani.
That's.
Lucky to get that stroke there.
I thought it just strayed away from the sidewall enough at an angle to, give Tanvi the benefit there. 8-all, big point.
Riani was 5-1 up. It's now 9-6 in Tanvi's favor.
And Tanvi's just kind of brought the strategy back.
Yeah.
That's what's hurting Riani.
The ball seems to have clipped in, but the referee is saying the ball was good.
That sounded like it hit the
It
tin.
sounded
didn't it?
as it hit the clip. Oh, nice lob.
That's not up.
Oh, lovely sidewall again by Tanvi. Takes her 2 games to love.
She's really executing her strategy superbly. She's got to find a way to do it for one more game. (11-9, 11-6). She was 1-5 down, and she's basically come back and won 10 points while giving Riani just 1.
True.
That's
She's
gonna-
constructed the game very well after being 1-5 down. Settled well, used the short ball to her advantage by playing the side walls on both.
What I've seen from Tanvi's demeanor and language is
Composed. However, with the 3 Cs.
which is a complete contrast to what we saw yesterday,
Can the number 1 seed make a comeback after being 2 games down?
Well, he has Marwan Asal in her corner. Marwan has, I'm sure, learned much from Mustafa, and I'm sure he's had enough of time rubbing shoulders with James Willstrop as well. But he obviously doesn't have the experience, so it'll be interesting to know later on what he did say to her. Meanwhile, Dhruv Singh in Tanvi's corner. He's no stranger to the game of squash and has coached many a top player. He is. The tin. Shot. She'll get the stroke. She's come out on fire in this game, Vaman. And Tanvi gets off the bat in game 3 finally.
She's finally on board at 1-6. Oh, nicely. Very well.
Tanvi's,
The deceptive sidewall.
Tanvi's drives are just slightly less accurate than they were in the previous 2 games, Vaman. And that's obviously giving Riani the opening she wants, and that's much better. So is that. Just straying off the wall.
I think Rihani's got her pace a little more and going for a deeper ball.
That's nice.
Oh, that was a very well constructed point by Rihani. Takes it to 7-1. 9-1, is it?
So Riani looks to be running away with this, the 3rd game.
Ten one.
Ball called down, and with that we've got a match on our hands, Vaman. And suddenly momentum has shifted.
Shifted a bit.
Tanvi asking for a new ball. The referee's a little unsure about.
Tanvi's asked for new ball. Rihani is objecting to it. Not sure what the referees are doing.
Well, that is the rule on the PSA too. I don't know whether that extends to the challenger or not, but it'll be interesting to see how everyone deals with this one.
The rule is what? The players can ask
So
for a
in
change
the
of ball.
in the
new
P
ball.
on on the tour, after 3 games you can ask for a change of a ball. Any of the players can. I don't know whether that rule applies to the challenger circuit as well, but it is allowed at the tour level.
Okay, I don't know what the referees are deciding.
Well, Rihani's objected, so they'll
Yeah.
need to be really clear about whether they allow it or not. They'll need to revert to the rules. I don't think they can take an arbitrary decision.
So far, the old ball still seems to be on court. Maybe as a strategy, then we ask for a new ball because that would fly around a little more.
Yeah,
Which
she
might
probably
Give Tanvi a little more pace from Rihani's racket.
and a little more time when Rihani goes to the front. So I think they're continuing with the same ball, Vaman.
Well, let's see what's in store for us in the 4th game.
Just enough, I thought, to get the stroke there.
Yeah, the ball came off too
Yeah.
quickly off the front ball.
That's
I think she grabbed it.
wait for the bounce.
She waited for the bounce.
Yeah.
But she tried to bring the drop off her shoelaces.
It's well executed. Shot. Rani covering a lot of kilometers on that one, Vaman. Really well constructed.
Tanvi's gone back
Point.
to a strategy of pulling Rehani up by playing the side wall again.
Side wall
Which
setting her
missed in
back
the-
and opening up the court, making her go to diagonals. Lovely lob.
Oh, lovely drop by Riani.
Oh, that's very well played.
Very well played shot by Tanvi on a loose ball.
Very well played. And these were some of the balls that were finding the tin yesterday from her.
Yeah.
You know, she's really reset and come back mentally very prepared for this final. It's lovely.
Tanvi thought the ball was down.
She should have played it though. Wait for the referee's call.
Unlucky on that one, on the volley drop.
What do you think? Was it carried the earlier one?
No, I didn't think so. The ball looked good. Half a step too slow on that one. Tanvi
Yeah.
to play the counter drop.
She's got to reset, I feel. Just be patient. Ah.
Again, she's grabbed it. Riani's grabbed that ball, hit the tin.
She's just making Riani extend, you know, on that side up in the end. That's working for Tanvi right now.
Big point coming up.
Really big
Disparity
point
there
now.
at 6-all.
Really big point coming up, Vaman. Going the wrong way.
Good recovery from Rihani on that one. Again, Tanvi's hit the sidewall, trying to create that opening.
She had all the opportunities then. She played that point perfectly just until that final shot.
Oh, she's missed that ball, which is very close to the ball.
Completely
From
wrong
7-0.
footing. Rihani on that cross court. Going quick down the center. And I think as the ball's slowing down and she's using the boast, the ball's not getting too much give, and it's a difficult shot. Shot. We are expecting the boast on that occasion. Be mixing it up beautifully. 9-7. Stroke to Rihani. 8-9.
It's a big point coming up.
Huge point. That's lovely. That's beautiful, and that's really where she's hurt Rihani. Center back when she's not being when she's had the opportunity, she just has played that one extra shot to the back wall, and that's made all the difference.
Takes the championship ball.
2 championship balls.
She's got 2 championship balls here. 10-8. Can she?
And she's done that.
Oh, and she's done it. The Indian tricolor who will be flying high. Much against the run of play, Tanvi has pulled it off with Rihan, the number 1 seed.
Executed her strategy.
Very well executed
to
plan.
perfection.
That was Tanvi Khanna pulling off the women's final in 39 minutes against the number 1 seed, El Rihani from Egypt. We now await the second match, which is going to be the men's final between Veer Chotrani and Wong from Hong Kong.
Tanvi? I forgot my glasses up there. Okay, Tanvi, it's been a long journey for you since your comeback. Tell us what this means to you.
I mean, honestly, it's not sunk in as yet. I started playing professionally, like again after like a long 1 year break, which was I started again in October, and I've had like a series of like 15 tournaments where I've just been losing. And after every loss, like Dhruv, my coach, he'd like sit down with me and he'd be like, "Don't worry, this is just the start." And then after every tournament, we'd be like, "Okay, now back to the drawing board. This is what we need to work on." And it feels really surreal that I finally won like my first Challenger Tour event after being back. And I just want to thank him and especially this other gentleman called Lalit Verma. Both of them have just been like my biggest supporters, and this win is for them.
Fantastic. I'm sure they're really happy about that. Let's talk about the game for a moment, right? Very different from the Tanvi we saw yesterday. You executed to a strategy perfectly. You kept her deep. You took you kept the pace varied rather than taking pace off the ball. And when you had the opportunity, your execution was perfect. What was different?
Yeah, I think yesterday I just woke up. I was feeling flat, and I played Akansha, and unfortunately she was playing really well, and she had a really bad injury, and so she was one love up yesterday, and she was playing amazing, and I was just lucky yesterday that I got the win. But then today I decided that I need more aggression. I have to play to my strengths, what my strengths are. And we hit in the morning, and I just felt very pumped from the morning, and I was really excited to play.
Okay, and now a well-deserved break, or what's next?
So there's so many events happening in India. I'm playing the next event in Bangalore in 10 days. And then whole of October I'll train, and then again there's Indore, Chennai. Yeah, I'm hoping to do well in all of them. Yeah.
Tanvi, you are the champion. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
– 1976. While in Silicon Valley,
I played Akansha, and unfortunately she was playing really well.
Let's take a look at what we have for the men now. And we've got Veer Chotrani, the #1 seed here. You can see again there's a high element of straight drives, lot of drops. He does have the touch, Vaman.
As I've always maintained, he's always had great hands, even as a junior.
So if you take a look at if you take a look at some of the stats, both players have moved about 1.6 to 1.7 kilometers a match. So they have fresh legs, both of them. This is a clash of styles. There's no question about it. You're going to see, a lot more. You're going to see a grind from Wong, and Veer is going to go for a lot of his shots. When Ali Farag saw Veer Chotrani play, he said he reminded him of Rami Asher.
I think it's going to be Flair versus staying in the game.
So if you take a look at the winners, you've got 12 to 3, relatively low number of unforced errors, and at this level we're seeing so much of the... For Wong, his most winning shot is the Boast, which when I read this, I was a little surprised. You can see his heat map. A lot of his shots again coming down to the back wall, not unexpected at this level. Veer, while a lot of his balls, if you see the, the high shots in the front corners, you can see a lot of drives and a lot of balls going down to the back court as well. There's a high percentage, shouldn't be underrated as well. And of course, he's got the fabulous volley nick that he plays so well.
For this game, Rohit More as the referee, assisted by Anjali, who's marking the game. Wong has won a spin of the racket. Proceedings should start in about 20 seconds.
Again, you can see some of the data here that we were talking about. You can see the Veer's average speed going as high as 162 on that occasion. .189 kilometers an hour. He really can put a lot of pace on that ball. Okay, here we go. Wong to serve.
Unforced error from Veer.
I think Wong will be expecting to go forward, and he may take an aggressive position, at least a forward position on the tee. Certainly anticipating it. Neither player was truly tested yesterday.
Nice drop from Veer.
Lovely touch. That's what we've been seeing all through this tournament. call down.
Veer has accepted that call. All zone. 2-1 to Wong. One unforced error from Veer.
Lovely length.
Veer feigned that forehand drive, showing Wong as though he's going across, but went down the line.
Yes, let. Shot.
Oh, beautiful long drop from Veer. 3-all.
Lovely shot.
Excellent shot. Veer seems to come back into zone now.
It's really hard to
4-3.
do anything against a shot like that because
Unforced error from Wong.
well, those two drops must have rattled him because he seemed to be quite sure of himself to be able to counter Veer's short game, Vaman, but caught completely unaware on those two occasions. What did Wong just look at?
That was
Is there some
interesting.
sweat
That
on the
was-
floor?
No, that was interesting. I think he was watching where Veer was. That was my thinking. Not seen players do that very often.
That's right. Very tight. It's been an entertaining game of squash so far. We just drifted out. Shot. Lovely shot. Perfect. Perfect width, perfect length. I wonder at what stage he decides he's going to play that shot. Wong calls his shot down. Thank heavens for that. Shot. Gorgeous, gorgeous touch.
Eleven 6 Wong.
He's a really good player. I played him like 2 to 3 times and every time lost to him. So, but I'm not going to give up tomorrow, and I'm already feeling good for this tournament, and I'm going to give my best.
As prepared yesterday, but after yesterday's match, my body felt, getting used to the game again. I've not played. It's my first event in 4 months, so it's good to get off the blocks yesterday, and my body was feeling really good today. My shots were going in, and yeah, I think it's credit to him because he had 2 hard matches last 2 days,
Both the
so
players
it's
back on
always
court.
tough to like come back again.
Second game
But
about
he
to
fought
commence.
hard, and yeah, I think I just played really solid today, so I'm happy.
Here we go.
The counter drop was down.
It was a
to
lovely
Wong.
drop from Wong's racket. Very soft. a shot.
Brilliant drop by Veer. Great hands.
It's just beautiful the way he does that.
A bit of cat and mouse game there. Both players throwing the ball up to create the opening.
It's a lovely shot.
Very well created point.
You need to do a bit more than that to get past Veer's racket. Just didn't have the elevation on it.
Unforced error from Wong. Oh, good hold.
Super deception. Very useful lead in the second game. And Wong still trying to figure out exactly what's going to work best. You know, he's played around with a few different strategic options, none working so far.
Good shot. Good hold by Veer.
And
Just running away with this game.
just out of sorts. I think Veer's really been able to get into his head. Oh, that's
beautiful shot by
superb.
Veer.
Just clinical.
Just run away with this.
That's rare. I like the way Wong plays that lob. Now trying the topspin on the backhand has given Veer 5 game balls at 10-5. Good counter by Wong. 6-10. Super shot. Oh, that's
That's
just
absolute
beautifully
top
controlled.
quality pin.
Just really
Showed
nice.
Wong he was going to go across the ball very low for a lovely drop off the backhand. It's a very interesting game. We were running away with it initially. Wong trying to hang in there.
You don't see such a high incidence of, winners on a squash court. You know, it's game of attrition. You really you have to grind things out, and it's really wonderful to watch Veer come into there. It's almost like watching wooden racket squash again.
True, but Veer's game is such that he can be a magician on court, and when that happens, when you tend to go for the shots, the game is all the points are always going to be very short. You know, he doesn't like to get into long rallies. I don't think each rally has gone on for more than 10 to 12 hits. We were in control of the game at 2 games to love. Let's put some fabulous shots.
Game 3, Veer in control, 2-love up. Shot.
Oh, beautiful sidewall that Veer is doing. Wong reading Veer's sidewall shots very well, has Veer scampering.
I like the sense of purpose that Wong has come into this third game with.
Oh, he's read that. He's also increased the pace a bit compared to the first 2 games. Lead denied. Request for lead denied by the referee.
Just getting there a bit too late.
Nice checker burst by Veer, which Wong is unable to get to.
He's making Veer play those shots. And he's come back with really, as we were saying, Vaman, with a real sense of purpose in this game. Win or lose, he's not going to give it easily.
He's not going to turn the towel. It's 4-3.
That's really wonderful to see.
Unlucky.
Oh, he's unlucky.
Very unlucky.
Have you noticed something, Vaman? The other thing that he's doing is on countering Dhruv's drops, on Veer's drops, he's taking the inside line rather than going round.
True. Ball's gone off the floor to the front wall. Very well flicked. Lovely counter by Wong.
considering Wong's waiting for the inside.
Oh yes, he said the wrong way.
Wong did have his opportunities in that point. Shot.
Lovely shot. Right, too much with that ball. Wong's not read that. Hold. 8-6.
Shot.
Oh, brilliant again. Veer seems to have come back into zone. With 3 great shots. 2 points away from the title at 9-6.
Can Wong dig deep and find something here? Super shot going down the center, completely
I think
surprising.
played into Wong's body. As a result, Wong had to turn around and try and play it off the side wall, which is obviously made the mistake. Oh, that was brilliant by Veer. 11-7.
Championship to Dhruv.
And he's maintained his #1 seeding for this tournament. I think in the last 4 points, we really showed his skills, racket skills. Go away. So, in this tournament, we've had 2 Indian winners.
Which is wonderful to see.
Which is wonderful to see, that's right.
And Vaman, I want to take this opportunity. Thank you for your time. It's been wonderful to have you with us.
Thank you for having me over. Thoroughly enjoyed being on the mic.
Hopefully
and
soon
watching
enough.
And watching some good squash. Thank you very much.
(1976). While in Silicon Valley, USA, a few companies were beginning to change the world. A group of entrepreneurs in India were laying the foundation in a garage startup for a global company. This was the birth of HCL. Today, HCL is a multi-vertical, socially conscious enterprise with a global presence across 6 continents. Powered by core values of courage, collaboration, care and curiosity, HCL transformed from a $500,000 company to multi-billion
Ladies and gentlemen, we will begin the prize distribution ceremony in next 2 to 3 minutes. I request all of you to come towards the presentation stage.
Congratulations. Let's start by what this means to you.
Means a lot playing and winning in this club where I've grown up and in front of all the people who supported me throughout is amazing, and I'm so happy we could get a tournament at Otters Club, and hopefully we can get one more next year.
Absolutely. Now let's just talk about the game for a moment. You seem to be in complete control by the time you came into the third game, and you know, a lot of it, your touch was just magnificent. You were picking up the ball from out of the air, from on the ground, and you were just really being able to do whatever you wanted with the ball and surprising him. And in the third game, he kind of started coming on your inside and started reading your drops really well and really anticipating. But you figured it out pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I've played him twice before, and it was close matches. I won 3-1 the last time we played, so I mean, I knew how tricky he was. He's really quick, and once he starts reading you, he can keep the rallies really long, and he tries to grind you down. But then I've also figured out his game, and I just tried to, when he came back in the third, I just told myself I just need to, you know, be disciplined and not go too short too quick, and you know, just construct the rally and then go short when I get an opportunity, and that's what I tried to do when it worked.
That's right. He was trying to step forward, and you did wrong for him a number of times at some very critical points in that third game.
Yes, I always like to use my holds when I play someone that quick, because that breaks the movement down, and when I get an opportunity, I just try to go as short as I can.
Okay, so here's a question I had. I was wondering, you may remember this, in the second game you played it wasn't really a trickle boast, but it was a boast from the front that completely wrong-footed him. You know, it was a very sharp front court boast. At what stage do you decide you're actually doing this? How instinctive is this? How much of it is, this is what I'm going to do?
I mean, see, I'm a pretty creative player. I like to try new shots, and I don't know if I'm thinking of the right point that you just mentioned, but maybe it was from somewhere in the middle of the court.
Yeah, he was right behind. Right behind you, and I think
it's something that he wouldn't expect, and it just came in the moment, and I was going to play something in the forehand front corner, and I managed to hit a trickle boast from there, so that obviously tricked him.
Okay, now, you know, question, and you know, Vaman and I were discussing this in the commentary booth. It was wonderful to watch. It was almost like, you know, watching squash from 30 or 40 years ago when we had no choice, when we were using wooden rackets, and those were our best shots.
I mean, I don't know how.
Have you ever used one?
Never. And I'm glad I never used one, because I know how hard it is to play with that. And we're so fortunate that in today's days we have good rackets, and we can you know, be more creative with the ball. And I mean, I would like to try a wooden racket, but I'm happy to play with mine.
Are you willing to take your dad on with a wooden racket?
For sure. I mean, his body's pretty broken, so I think I'd still win.
Still win. All right, Veer, you are the champion.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're now beginning the prize distribution ceremony for HCL Squash Tour. My name is Alisha, and on behalf of HCL and Squash Rackets Federation of India, I'm delighted to welcome you to the closing ceremony of Mumbai leg of HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour. What an amazing championship it has been. So let's begin with a huge round of applause for all the players who have showcased their dedication to the sports. Can we have a huge round of applause for all the players who have worked so hard and presented their best self at this tournament? It's always been an honor for HCL to associate with SRFI for this prestigious tour year after year. So ladies and gentlemen, HCL is a $14 billion global conglomerate. It was founded in 1976 and has a presence across varied sectors that include technology, healthcare, sports, music, and nature. So together with HCL and SRFI, HCL, we have hosted more than 40 tournaments benefiting around 1,000 Indian squash players across many categories, and many of these athletes have since then made the jump to PSA World Tour, underlining the impact of this sustained investment. And so in this tournament, we witnessed many action-packed matches between 48 players from 11 countries, including Egypt, Malaysia, France, Hong Kong, Japan, and the host India, competing for a prize money of $9,000 for both men and women. All thanks to HCL, SRFI, Sports Authority of India, and the support from Maharashtra Squash Rackets Association for enabling this PSA tournament to run smoothly. Our special thanks to Otters Club for being amazing host for our PSA tour. This tour enhanced the experience of all the young squash champions who participated in this tournament. Thank you so much to all the referees, coaches, parents, because without you, we would have never come this far. So you are all the backbone of Indian squash. So can we have a huge round of applause for all the referees, coaches, and parents? Now, moving forward, I would like to invite all the dignitaries present here to give away the trophies to winners and our runner-ups. So we have with us Mr. Rajat Chandolia, Associate Vice President and Head of Brand and Strategy at HCL Group. Sir, I request you to please join us at the presentation stage. We also have with us Mr. Ayaz Kazi, President, Otters Club. Sir, kindly join me near the presentation stage. Sir, we would like to request you to say a few words to all the players.
First, big thank you to all the international players who made the trip to Mumbai and to Otters Club. Hope you all had a fantastic tournament here and enjoyed the hospitality not only of the city but also of our club. The matches that we saw were really outstanding, and the finals today was definitely fitting for a tournament of this size. So thank you very much, and hope you all had a great time here. At the same time, I'd like to thank HCL for being sponsors and in such a sustained manner to take squash to the level that India is now. And we saw one of our talents today, Veer Chotrani, who happens to be our homegrown boy. So a huge round of applause for him. And thanks to the sustained effort of HCL and other such sponsors, we now have squash coming up as an Olympic game in 2028, and we would love to see some of our players from India representing the country in the next Olympic Games. So thank you very much, and a big shout out to all the referees also for doing a fantastic job today, and also to our squash coordinator Mr. Avinash Bhavnani and our squash chairman Sanjay Tekchandani, who have spent long hours in ensuring that this tournament was a success. So thank you guys.
Thank you so much, sir. So now moving on to the prize distribution for HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour Mumbai. Now first we go with women category. So the runner-up in the women category is Amina El Rihani from Egypt. Let's have a huge round of applause for Amina, ladies and gentlemen. I request, sir, please bring the trophy. Yeah. Sir? Yeah. The winner in the women category of HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour is our own Tanvi Khanna, India. She won with a spectacular score of 11-9, 11-6, 1-11 and 11-8. Let's keep clapping, guys. Congratulations, Tanvi. And now, let's move on to men's category. Our runner-up in the men's category is Chi Him Wong from Hong Kong. Please join us. Now, the winner in the men's category of HCL Squash PSA Challenger Tour, Veer Chotrani, India. I request all the winners to come forward for a group photograph. Please come forward for the group photograph. That's it. Thank you so much. Congratulations to all of you once again. This brings us to the end of our Mumbai leg. And now we are again few more steps actually ahead in the squash game with the end of this tournament. Thank you for joining us today, sir. On behalf of HCL and SRFI, I would like to express my heartiest gratitude to all our partners who came together to make this tournament a success. The Maharashtra Squash Rackets Association, Otters Club, Dunlop, and all the people who are behind this game. So thank you so much once again. And I thank all the players. I would like to thank all the referees, coaches once again. And looking forward to see all of you in our next tournaments. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good day. Thank you so much.
this go live?
Yeah, this is going live.
Oh.
Okay, so we have with us Rajat, who is the Associate VP and Head of Brand Strategy at HCL. How are you feeling, Rajat, about this whole thing?
So I think this is the second PSA event in the calendar, and with 2 Indian winners and 1 in the first PSA, I think we are going good. That's the intention. Indian players should get the opportunity to play PSA events in India, and of course win it and get some rating points. So I think our objective is getting fulfilled. So I'm pretty happy, and the way the players are also playing, both Tanvi and Veer, I think it's fabulous to see the talent, Indian talents growing. Yeah. So.
Also, what is the personal passion being the head of the whole SRFI and HCL thing, and being the face of the whole thing, and what drives you to Indian squash?
So, see, I'm not the face of sport or squash, right? So it's the players. So what we are doing, the passion is supporting the players. That's what Indian sports lack as of now. In any sport that you look, right, as in cricket, of course, players get a lot of support, but it's something that started 30 years back. The other sports, they're still catching up, and that is the passion is something which is, I think I have played a lot of sports, not professionally, but as a hobby, as an amateur. The management at HCL, they are personally invested in sports. They have a passion towards it. So I think all in all, it's a win-win. Trustees, the management, the team, everyone is keen. So I think that's the passion. The single most objective is to help multiply the potential of Indian athletes and Indian sports that we support. Yeah.
Since 2014 to 2023, the medal tally has come to 4 to 20 and to 18 actually. What is your view on this? Because Indian squash is growing, and you can see at the PSA event, 2 Indians have won already. What do you feel about it?
No, I think that, so it's a long-term investment, right? We started the journey with squash in 2016. SRFI was already doing a great job. They needed some support. They needed a corporate push. And like I said, there was passion which was there in HCL also to support some sports. So we tied up with SRFI in 2016, and then we introduced the squash program in 2019. It has been 5 or 6 years now, and I think we are in for the long haul. Any sport will only develop, like you're saying, the medal tally is growing. It's only because there is a concentrated effort from the federation, from a corporate like us. Of course, the ministry is increasing budget every year. They have been supporting prize monies which have never been heard of. So I think all in all, a good collaborative approach, a systematic approach has helped the medal tally as well.
Also, what's a behind the scenes story, one story that has inspired you, maybe a player or a tournament or anything in general, that you felt like, oh, you've done a great job because, you've been like a part of the whole thing?
I think there's so many stories. Like I said, if you look
Any
at
specific, your favorite story?
specific, see, I think there have been a lot of comebacks. There have been people who have gone abroad to do, of course, to graduate from international universities, but they have come back for the passion of the sport for India. So I think, for example, Vela, is his comeback. Tanvi, Veer, they have all studied in the US and coming back. We have the child prodigy. She's no longer a child now, but Anahat Singh. I've seen her since the age of 11, and I think she's completely proved that she is a prodigy, and she will go ahead. So I think so Anahat is an exceptional story. So I personally like that story, how the parents are supporting, how the federation is supporting, how everyone in the fraternity is supporting. So I think that's a great story, but I would say every other story is very important.
So what's your advice for the upcoming squash players who are watching this live stream?
No, I think it's just, I think you should just play for the passion. The rest will fall through. There are people who are supporting the game of squash. So I think they should just look at how to increase their performance. Maybe, if they want to give feedback to us, we are very welcome to that. So anything that will help the players in terms of performance, in terms of rating, and of course, bringing a medal for India.
Thank you so much, Rajat. It was great talking to you. Yeah. Okay, so toss to this, we have Veer's live story, which will be shown live to you. Thank you.
Veer Chotrani is carrying forward a legacy, one that began with his father, a squash champion himself. Introduced to the sport at an early age, squash for Veer wasn't just a game, it was a family tradition. His journey took him to Cornell University in United States, where under former world champion and the head coach David Palmer, he honed his skills while competing as one of the top collegiate players in the Ivy League.
Played a huge impact working with David Palmer, legend of the game. Just physically, he's gotten me so much better from my junior days, and I'm just hoping to keep working with him and getting better physically, and because I want to go up the rankings and play the big events very soon. And it's been a huge impact on me.
It's not easy living up to a legacy, but Veer has paved his own path with grit and resilience. Now, on the PSA Challenger Tour, he is aiming to make his mark globally. Every match, a step closer to putting Indian squash on the world stage.
I don't want to lose my game. My game is to attack and use my front court. And that's what I've worked a lot with David, is getting my back court strong and being more patient and disciplined, and grinding games out and not just giving it up like today in the third. I'm just, like I said, I'm just going to keep working and try to get better.
From his father's footsteps to his own destiny, Veer Chotrani is more than just a player. He is the future of Indian squash.
I started playing squash just watching him, and I used to be in this club when I was 3, 4, and he used to play, and then once he was done, I used to take his racket and go on the court and just hit a few balls. And yeah, he's been there throughout. Even when I'm playing abroad, he's up at 3, 4 in the morning watching my matches and giving me advice, and I'm really happy that I have him in my corner, and he was here today as well. So yeah, a huge impact as well.
1976. While in Silicon Valley, USA, a few companies were beginning to change the world. A group of entrepreneurs in India were laying the foundation in a garage startup for a global company. This was the birth of HCL. Today, HCL is a multi-vertical, socially conscious enterprise with a global presence across 6 continents. Powered by core values of courage, collaboration, care, and curiosity, HCL transformed from a $500,000 company to multi-billion-dollar global enterprise in the last 4.5 decades. Today, the HCL Group comprises 3 businesses. HCL Technologies, a next-generation global technology company that helps enterprises reimagine their businesses for the digital age. HCL Infosystems, one of India's premier system integration and distribution company. And HCL Healthcare, one of India's largest corporate health solutions firms, providing end-to-end healthcare solutions. Beyond corporate excellence, HCL is also a socially conscious company. HCL Foundation, the CSR arm, envisions to create a source code for sustainable socio-economic development, both in rural and urban India. Since 1998, HCL has also been promoting Indian classical music and dance through HCL concerts, and in sports, HCL has been facilitating to nurture Indian sporting talent. Since 1976, HCL has transformed in many ways. But throughout its journey, the belief of multiplying human potential remained true to its core.